Hello. Hello. Let me scoot my chair over some. You see me? Because I can see you. Welcome to this segment of the Alexis K. Tyler Vagina Power Show / AKT Celebrity Reads. I'm your host, Alexis K. Tyler, and as you can see, if you saw earlier, I am tired. I've been cooking. I don't know if you see the Ancestoraltardrip. I've been cooking tonight, and I heard you, so as you can see, I'm showing the hair. I know you want to see the hair, you know what I'm saying, drip. I didn't feel like doing anything anyway, but you know what? I want to thank everyone who has talked to me who had the same issue. I'm so tired, yeah, but I said I didn't want to do it because I feel like so tired. I feel like I'm not looking my best. I look tired, but at the same time, I said I've been trying to get enough strength to come and speak to you. So I said, let me just pop in really quick and talk because I've been working on the reading, but I haven't finished it yet because I've been trying to make the orders. Thank you for the hearts. I love the hearts. And people have contacted me about, oh, thank you, but yeah, hashtag ocean views, hashtag, what they call it, what they say to be wavy, what long edges, soft edges. Yeah, you see my edges are long because I got all that hair back. I just like swooped it back in my ponytail. I just got a tight pizza stock and I tightened it because I didn't feel like trying to do no ponytail or curl, nothing. So I just got it all. See, it's grown a lot. I just got to pull back. I like to take my pantyhose, and when I get holes or something in them, I'll cut the legs out and I'll tie my hair with the pantyhose and wrap my hair, the whole thing. Hey, Jerron, beautiful girl. And so I was like, I'm so tired, but everybody, I got a lot of compliments, and people ordered from me the kit that Nipsey showed me how to grow my hair back. And it's a winterized kit too, because he gave me another formula to mix with it. And so I'm going to make a salve, like the grease we used to put our hair and the hair food and all the hair grow and the do grow kind of formula, but safer. Better ingredients in it. You can put it in a salve and keep it in your head. I've been using the one he gave me where you put the chaby herbs in it, and I made it like a paste, but it's kind of loose. I don't take it out. I just been putting it through my hair every day. I get up and I wet it. I use really hot water. Thank you, Lizette. And then I start at the roots and I just cake it. Mine is not so thick with the herbs, so they just kind of run through there. I run it through there, and after I run it through, I separate it, go through the roots and take the herbs, like kind of a thick butter, but it's a little bit loose. I don't want it too thick because my hair, I can't. If I use a shea butter that's too thick, it'll be gummy and gooey, and it'll make my hair come out. So I make it soft, but I still have the chaby herbs in it, and I just don't rinse them out. I don't shampoo my hair. I haven't shampooed my hair maybe a month because it makes it too dry. So I just rinse it out. If the conditioner gets too thick, I might do a light shampoo with colloidal silver since I get a lot of dandruff. My scalp gets itchy. And then I put the buttercream with the chaby herbs and the Ayurvedic herbs in it. And then I just go through it and I take some aloe vera gel, which I love. If I don't get the real leaf, I get the aloe vera gel. And I just run it through and I let it soften for a few minutes before I comb it. Then I'll comb it through and then it just slicks. You see, it just slicks back. I mean, people keep talking about they want to see it. So, I mean, it's a chore. Because every day when I get up, I have to, thank you, Lizette, but I'm saying I like wearing a wig. I don't like wigs, but I like wearing a wig. because that way I get to take care of it, and I get to take the, I'm never going to blow dry it again, ever, because my hair can't deal with that. I'm not going to relax it. I can't deal with that. I used to have to go and get the Just For Me kitty perms, because I can't do a regular relax. It'll pull my hair out and break it off. I can't do hot curl. Maybe every once in a while, but it's easier for me to do. I just thank God it's strong again, and I can comb it, and I can pull it back, and it's not coming out in my hands. So I just, I don't really want to do anything to it. So, because like to bring it out, I have to wet it every day. I wetted it every day anyway, but just that I got to wet it, and I got to condition it, and then to comb it back, because people were saying they wanted to see it again. So I'm like, to do that, it's so much easier for me to just wet it, pin it up, throw a wig on it, and just be done. But I'm thankful that people like it and they want to see it, and I got a lot of compliments. I'm thankful that I have some hair again. I got pieces out, patches missing. So what I did was, this is one of the shampoos, the Colloidal Silver. It is antifungal, antibacterial, but it can be a little bit drying. So I have the other shampoo, the Blue Moon shampoo, and the deep conditioners and the hair salve. The thicker salve, we need to be deep conditioning the hair, exfoliating the hair, wrapping it for winter, as well as exfoliating and moisturizing the body, so that when the springtime comes, you're gorgeous. From head to toe, you're absolutely gorgeous. Okay, because I don't have a lot of time. It's already after 2 here. What was it? November. Was that November 16th or 17th when Nipsey's windows were burst at the marathon and it was vandalized, and he came in and told me that the next day, because he was like, wait a minute, don't do another Vaughn reading right now, because I need to tell you they doing something to my store tonight. And so the next day I saw it, and people were asking me, and I'm like, is it true? Is it true? Is it true? Because Nipsey told me this last night, and the date was, I think, November 17th. And then when I read it, I said, tell me what's going on. He showed me 2 parties or something. It was around the gang activity, but there were police involved. There were informants involved. There were 2 women killed. One either went to jail or felt like she was going to jail. I don't know if she had been to jail, and was she a fugitive, or she felt ambushed and closed in. And then I saw the death, like these 2 women. And it was at 2 separate events out there. And then someone told me that there were 2 events, like 2 Crip events. Not at the same time, maybe one day and the next day celebrating Crips that had been murdered. And they were celebrating their life and their legacy. That they're like family. And then they showed me the news clip, and the police were saying that, oh, we just came here. They were having the party in the warehouse, and when we got here, one lady was already shot dead outside on the ground, and another one was shot inside the party, and we don't know who did this. Well, when I look at the reading, it said the police were involved in it, LAPD, and Nipsey said the LAPD were involved, and they were vandalizing to bring about the regentrification of the area. Somebody's lying, and from this one, I don't see that the gang started trouble and that they were behind this. I really don't see that the gangs caused this problem. That's very scary to me, and you all better look out there. I know we have this issue everywhere, but you definitely better look out, because that marathon and the property around that, they want that property ASAP. And we all know that Nipsey did not own the complete marathon. He owned a portion of it. The Asians that owned it sold to him. They owned a portion. Then David Gross got in it through whatever agreements that they had. He took it and basically had them as tenants. And there, I don't know if Rock Nation, Puma Baby Mama, I think all these people have pieces of interest and ownership in this man's interest of it, or might own the whole property. I have to have someone to look at this for me on the real estate side to see who owns this, how many times has it changed hands. But I also feel that there's some type of debt or mortgage or loan extended or on this property that no one knows about, and there are hidden owners that we don't know about with this property. So hear me looking at that, and like I said, I haven't done the full reading, and it's just so creepy and scary to me that, and then I have so much other stuff going on, so I'm going to get in it, So, yeah, I want to address that. I saw that was true. What I said in the reading, that people were saying it was not true. Not everybody, but some people were like, no, I don't know anything about that. I don't think that. Yeah, it's true what I said. Around that building, homeless people, vagrants, junkies did not burst the windows. There were people inside of the 60s, police informants inside of there, agents inside of there. They're inside there, they're police informers. They speak to the police as well as the LAP, and politics are involved with the busting of the windows of the marathon. Now, let me say, I know this is true, and people out there know this is true, but at the same time, I'm not there. I'm seeing this in the spirit, but also I said I got confirmation for it, so I'm not worried about it. I'm not lying. I'm not worried about somebody saying I'm lying and proving I'm lying. But I would say, of course, my name is Alexis K. Tyler. I'm a psychic medium. And I see and hear things in the spirit. I see things in other realms. I speak to people who are physically dead yet still alive. And I hear them, and Nipsey came to me before I heard anything about this the next day, and now I see that's true. So some parts of this, of course, are, I have to say, because I am a psychic medium, or for entertainment purposes only. Okay. Let me also share this drink with you, Nipsey. Okay. I'm not a drinker, so I'm learning about alcohol. You see, I got his Courvoisier. Because, Shannon couldn't find the Hennessy. The Hennessy was out. So we have the Courvoisier on his altar. We have all his good food I done cooked tonight. That's Courvoisier. And he has his drink. Here. He got his. And with his money. It's so pretty. It's so beautiful. I put it on Facebook and I put it on YouTube. You see. Okay. He's been asking me for this for months. But I didn't know what it was because I hadn't had it. He showed me this dark blue can. He said, Alexis, if you go to the store, it's in the Mexican part and the Caribbean part. And I said, I think I've seen the can you're talking about, but I don't know anything about it. And plus, and his Mexican friend has been in here all week. As you know, I started doing the Mexican food. They asked me for the Mexican food. It dried up, so I poured it out tonight. And the Mexican man wanted the steak. My father wanted the steak. What was this? Yes, another thing. November the 8th. Okay, November the 7th, I went to sleep. Nipsey and the Mexican man kept waking me up out of my sleep. I was literally waking up every hour. They're saying, we want the Mexican food. It has to be tomorrow. It has to be tomorrow. It has to be tomorrow. November the 8th. That was last week, and I didn't know what. I said, would you please let me sleep? I'm not going to be able to get you anything. You keep waking me up. So I knew something was wrong. He kept saying, it's important. It's important. It's important. You have to have the food on the altar December the 8th. I said, fine, if I can go to sleep. I'm so tired. You all have worn me out. So I woke up and I was exhausted. I get up and I'm just like, I need the food. Shannon, can you get me some? I need to put this here because they're driving me crazy. They said, something's going on today. So I put it up there and then I looked online. So what is November the 8th? Is this a Mexican holiday? December the 8th. It's a Mexican holiday. Is this the Ethiopian holiday? Is this a American holiday? And I found out we were going into Hanukkah. December the 8th is the day of the Immaculate Conception of the Mother of Christ. So this is celebrated in the United States, Mexico, as well as we're going into Hanukkah. So which is a Jewish holiday, which also you go to the original ones with the Hebrew Israelites. And my father is also Jewish. My father converted to Judaism before he physically died. So, and I looked, I think it might be something with Ethiopian. So, and we're dealing with the mother of Christ, the son, conceiving the birth of God without any physical sexual intercourse or assistance. And so I think it might be something in Ethiopia as well. So I asked, I think, one of my Ethiopian friends, because I'm like, okay, so because I don't know, they bring this to me, so I have to honor both sides of Nipsey's culture, as well as some of it ties into mine, and I have to learn the Jewish holidays. So I'm like, oh, okay, these are happening at the same time. Thank you. Yeah, I see people ask me to do the hair, so, ugh. I just decided to wet the hair and put my buttercreams and my conditioners in it, my aloe vera, and just let the bread. I said they like it, they want to see it. Okay. I do that, and I say, I think, is it Hanukkah, or somebody can look now to remind me. Hanukkah starts, was it December the 8th? Is it December 7th, 8th? It goes into what, the 13th? Or December the 18th is when Hanukkah ends. That's a feasting. Okay. So you feast, you honor God, you pray, you meditate, and you get to eat all this really good food and the beef and potato pancakes. And so I said, oh, okay, well, I thank you. As you see, I got all this. I don't know if you can see it, but it's on my Facebook pages in the video. I've been cooking for them, and they gave me their menu. Yeah, but also something December the 8th, if you look, because they woke me up on the 7th. They woke me up all night long on the 7th up to the 8th, and that's when you start the holiday of the conception of the Mother of Christ. So for the 8th, I had to have the first part of their food, and I had to have Mexican and soul food on the altar. Look at it. You can Google it, December the 8th. It's also in Mexico. So there's something going on with the black people, half black, half Mexican, and the Mexican and the black of certain tribes. And in LA, why I say in LA? Because Nipsey's here with these Mexicans here. And they're telling me, again, I have to mix the Mexican soul food. So the Mexican man done told me, had the steak. He done told me he want how the steak seasoned, want some lime on the steak and shit. And I'm just like, I don't want to mess it up. Are you really saying that? So I called one of my my Mexican friends, and the one that cooks Mexican soul. And I said, is that gonna, and I called my friend Ricky, because he deals with a lot of cooking. His mother's have Mexican. So I said, am I gonna mess this up? I think I heard Nipsey's friend, the Mexican, said put a twist of lime in there and let it marinate. He said, oh, no, that's not gonna mess it up at all. That's gonna give it a twang and like a nice twist, like a zesty seasoning. So I thank you, Sharice, because people are telling me, I didn't know, because it's like so much division and racism here. And now it's making sense. I said, oh, God, they're going to think I'm crazy when I said a man brought a Mexican in here. And then the Mexican he brought in here like me. And they said, we want her to cook our food. So they in there talking. Then the Mexican man done told me what kind of drink he like. He wants some goddamn Mexican coffee. So I don't know about Mexican coffee. I never had it. So I'm looking. I said, look at the list. So I'm pulling up the list. He's picking the coffees. And I said, goddamn, what you do? Is you with the Mexican cartel or what, goddamn? Because you better give me some goddamn Mexican money. You picking bag of coffee cost $25, $30, and $40 goddamn dollars now. What the hell? Now come on now. Y'all gonna buy all this shit for y'all. Y'all want Mexican coffee, not Maxwell House. Y'all want some Mexican goddamn coffee. You want some goddamn liquor, a certain kind of goddamn liquor. You want some certain meat, a certain kind of goddamn seasoning shit. Y'all better do something. Cause I'm just supposed to buy all this. I'm gonna buy all this goddamn shit. So he gonna pick out the Mexican coffee right there. The kind of goddamn coffee and shit he wants. So I said, why can't I go up and get some Folgers? No. I want the Mexican. Shannon, look, you know about this shit. Help me out, goddamn it. Got some Mexican folks in your family. What the fuck did that man talk about? He wants some goddamn Mexican coffee, and he in here with his stomach over his belt buckle. Got a cowboy belt buckle with some blue jeans and some fucking cowboy boot sharp on the tip. What the fuck with some chat with a cowboy hat and shit on top. He wants some Mexican coffee. And they're talking to Nipsey, and Nipsey talking about, look, they done gave me their whole goddamn menu mixing Mexican and soul food. And I said, well, get it, but goddamn, nigga, this is $30 a fucking bag. What the fuck? And then Sharon talking about, well, the laptop, well, I think he picked that one. I said, that's a little bit goddamn cheaper. Because these motherfuckers here done ran the shit together. And then Nipsey gonna turn around, I want the blue can. And then Sharon talking about, and then this other lady, from California that ordered something from me. I told her she gonna start laughing. She talking about, do the Mexican man have a button-down shirt on with the belt buckle? I said, yeah, with his stomach hanging over his pants with the belt buckle and some cowboy boot. I said, that's it. She said, yeah, that's how they dress. That's how they dress. So, well, what the blue can is, goddamn. Nipsey told me he want a blue can of juice, Mexican juice, and this dark blue round kind of can like And he said put some liquor in it and mix it. And she started laughing. I know what you're talking about. He wants some Goya. I said, the fuck is some Goya? I think I seen the kind. I ain't never had no shit like that down south in my life. I ain't drunk the shit. She said, girl, they like that. This was like that with some, look, I said, you want some brown liquor with this shit. She said, yeah. He like that Mexican food and that street food, and they mix it with that soul food. She talking about, I cook Mexican soul food. I said, you do, but your ass ain't here. Nigga got me in here taking Mexican class, goddamn Spanish singing class, rap class. I don't rap, I rap. God damn it. I mean, he's up and doing. Look. She talking about, I'll help you. I'm tired as a motherfucker. Then the Mexican man gonna pop up. He gonna sit on the phone. Well, I can show you to my door. Don't say nothing to nobody. No making no fuck. The motherfucker listen. The Spanish man done came in here with that pan leaning over the belt buckle listening. And just don't. Look. I got you on speaker. The fuckers knows it. I said, don't tell me you're going to teach. Well, it's easy. I can teach you how to make a tomato. Because he talking about, yeah, tell her. They've been doing this to me all week. So Shannon says, I know what you're talking about. Girl, that shit good as hell. That Goya with that goddamn hen. I said, this shit good. This shit is goddamn good. Ooh. I'm not a liquor drinker, so I don't need to drink this shit too long because my ass will get tipsy in this bitch. So I don't. So I put. Oh God. This shit. I'm glad you all understand this and you're open to this because I've never done this in my life. Now I've fed my father for the past few years, but it didn't get as deep as this. I got a whole gang of international motherfuckers in here. I don't know why they felt that I could do this. Now they got their Christmas dinner list. And look, I have to make this stuff by myself. And they have said, so that is what I have been doing. I mean, just running around here like a mad woman trying to chop and cut and grill shit. And I said, they probably don't believe me. They don't know I'm in here cooking. Some of the stuff I get when I can, and because I be cooking all the time. They get up and have a daily menu and shit for me. Yeah, avocados and shit. Kelly, look, don't, so please don't, y'all don't let them see that right there because they done got, and then they sitting in there, and the man in there, I'm going to cut the heat on because I'm like, I'm trying to chop y'all vegetables and shit up to create your saute, like your, marinade. And this is talking about, well, can you give me a glass of ice water? He told me, yeah, and they're missing coffee. And alright. So I got around the corner. I'm like, you too, motherfucker. So it says, you can see, made they shit. And when it got, then I'm saying, hey, I don't know, sir. Come here because I don't know what Mexican coffee I would love to try. I never had it. I think there are a lot of brands. Do you want the beans? Do you want the dark roast? Do you want the ground coffee? Do you want me to get a coffee ground? I mean, what am I going to do? Do I need to fucking get espresso machine? What the fuck I'm doing here? So they tell me he want the type of milk he want. The cream one, I'm talking, they want some goddamn vanilla bean, of vanilla milk and shit, all in they fucking cream of they coffee. I don't know how many of them are in here. I don't know all their names, but they running with him. They're running with Nipsey. They make you cuss them out and turn you intimate. Yeah. Turn. I guess what the ghetto Ronquisha / Gomez. They like that Mexican and that soul ran together. Oh, we like her. Nipsey Taylor to do. And I'm like, oh, so they want me to do their stuff. Cook their shit for them. And then Shannon and the other people down here is messy than a motherfucker and do spoil him. Oh, check your door. Nipsey stuff is there. I got his hand and his salad and stuff. And I go get his shit to cut this stuff up for him. And put and it makes, I know the drink he's saying, here's the juice and stuff for him. Like it's a child. This So I finally got that out of the way. I'm going to sleep in a little while, okay? So there's someone mentioned about that. He done gave me something else, and I be thinking that shit is amazing. And people be like, he's not talking to her. She's great. And I'm like, okay, well, somebody is that either knows him. I don't know, because why did I end up asking someone, and end up talking to people from that region or something. They call or something. They're like, I know you're talking about Nipsey like that, and I know you're talking about that Goya, and you put the liquor, and I said, so that is real? That is a real drink? They's like, yeah, it's a real drink. Okay, thank you. I'm not crazy. She's like, yeah, and like street tacos too, and I'm like, okay, so I'm really I said, why y'all listen to me all this time and you never told me, and I'm thinking I'm crazy and I'm wondering what the hell is going on, and why am I thinking I'm hearing this? I can see and hear this man saying this to me, but I don't know him. I don't nobody know him, and I said, these people are probably watching me like this bitch is really fucking crazy, and you don't say nothing. She said, well, I didn't say anything because I knew that was true what you were saying. I said, but I don't know, and I'm feeling very paranoid, like he's giving me this list. He's saying, cook it like this is what I like. And then the Mexican people come here with him. I thought people was laughing at me, thinking me crazy. And she said, no. Yes, there are spirits which are still souls. They're not just like ghosts. They're just like him. They're the whole self, the soul self, the total self. Walk, talk, hear, see. They know where they are. A group of Mexicans. They're here. And the food I just cooked tonight and the steak grill and shit is half soul. I have Mexican, just like the collard green and shit. The soul greens, like we grew up, I got a big plate of collard greens over here. With the way we like grew up with the peppers and onions and tomatoes and vinegar and shit all in it. And then he's like, well, add some pepper, want some green pepper, want some red pepper and shit. And so I'm blending it like they asked. Then they want they damn liquor. So basically, they got a whole fucking restaurant and a fucking bar in this bitch. Give me that shit. So basically, I'm sitting here with my pen and I'm writing down, Shannon, can you help me? I can't get out, Shannon. I got this, but I ain't got that. They don't ask for this. They don't ask for that, Shannon. They want a drink. They want ice cream. Yeah, like I'm his wife and I'm saying, oh, don't say that. They gonna shoot me. Don't say that. Oh, don't say that. Oh, don't say that. You never be Miss Esther. I didn't say I was Miss Esther, Dom. I said the nigga got me running back and forth over here like I'm his wife. Goddamn, cook this, cook that, keep this in the refrigerator. And I'm telling her, and I'm thinking she's gonna think I'm crazy. She busts out laughing. She's like, girl, I know what Nip is talking about. I know the juice you're talking about. I said, yeah, that's the one. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna show you how to put it together. I'm gonna show you the ratio for it. I said, God, I don't believe this. I'm like, what am I gonna do when I get me a husband? I don't know what I'm gonna do because men are so jealous and possessive. I've met a couple of men already who told me that, oh, that cooking you do, oh my God, for Nip, and you cook and you clean, you're a whole total woman. You can't do that. You're going to have to cook for me. You can't be cooking. If we get together and I come down there, you're going to have to cook for me. And I said, oh God, this is going to be a problem. Because a lot of men are not going to let you, even though it's spiritual and they're on a soul level, they're not in a physical body, they don't want to share me. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be good to them, do what the Spirit says. I love serving the spirits. I love honoring the spirits. It's such an honor for me to do it. But I don't know, a lot of people in their bodies don't understand it. Or if you have a mate, they don't understand it unless they're in the life. And even if they're in the life, you're going to have to temper the time you have with the spirits. They're not going to... people get very territorial. Spirits get very territorial, and I see more of them have come in here, and they're with Nipsey. And okay, so let me get back to that. Him and the Mexicans were having a conversation. They didn't let me hear it all because when I would come in the room, they would get quiet, so I knew my place. Okay, I'm the woman. I go cook. I clean for y'all. Y'all talking grown men talk. So they weren't disrespectful, but I understood that they didn't want me in the room hearing everything. So I said, okay, I know. Then when I got around the corner, they start back talking again. So I said, okay, I'm not going to push it. Maybe it's something I don't need to know. Might be too much for me to take at this point. There's war going on in California. And there's war going out on a gang level, economic level, legal level, with courts, with food, with water. You know, I've told you Nipsey said that about water before. I put a link on my Facebook page about the water is now going to be auctioned on Wall Street like gold or like a commodity, and it's already starting in California. He keeps bringing me. I don't know what's going on. He keeps bringing me that politician Marquise, the one that was with him up there, and David Gross at the marathon when he said, you know, he's supposed to be helping him and they're going to renovate. They're going to tear the store down. They're going to rebuild it with a tower. And Nipsey looked like he was okay with it, but then you see Nipsey's eyes buck. Like, I didn't completely agree. Well, is that we all interact with them. You just, everybody has them. Everybody's born with them. Everybody moves through life, good and dirty ancestors, and you're going to physically die with them, and you'll be with them for eternity. So everybody can see them. Some people just naturally see and hear them better than others, but you have to learn which way you can hear them and you can feel them. You said, like, Afghan is going down. Okay, Sharon, then you know who this guy, the politician with dark skin with the bald head, that was around Nipsey, and I think he might be in that Crenshaw district or holds a office. He's a representative in the Crenshaw, around that area. Nipsey told me that this guy is no good. Allegedly, this is a dirty politician, and he showed me an Asian man with Marquise, I forgot his last name, but I've seen him before. He was always with Nipsey. He was with David Gross. He's double dipping, double dealing, and they asked me, like I had told y'all about a year or so ago when I started doing the reading, I said there was not getting ready to be justice. I saw this court thing be put off 2 years, and even them might try to request to put it in another venue with Eric Holder, just like the first reading I did the day of the assassination, but I didn't release it till a couple of days later, and people said I was crazy because I asked Nipsey. Nipsey's mother was on a video. For you all that haven't seen my very first reading and the first segment of readings, Nipsey's mother was talking to someone was interviewing her, and she said a psychic contacted her and said Nipsey wanted her to know that he didn't suffer and that he is a gentleman. When he got up, he shook Eric Holder's hand, and then he chased him down. Eric Holder shot him. Nipsey was in here. I said, look at the video for me. Is this true? He looked at his mother talking, and he leaned over the bed. He said, no, I was shot with 2 guns. I said, what? He said, I was shot by more than one person in different directions. And he said, no, Nikki, I saw him, and I knew who he was, but I was afraid. I know he knew who I was, but all my enemies were around him, and I already knew they had turned me against him because my spirits told me to go warn him, go talk to him, and I did not. And so I just would watch him, and then when I saw them around him, I said, no, people that asked me to talk, no, and I didn't get into why, like I've told you all now why. And he knew why when he came here, because he knew me. Because I said, how'd you get here so fast? This is the same day, and the next day you've been assassinated, and you know my address. And I found out he was right around my house. He was here in 2018. He was down at South DeKalb Mall. There's 2 exits from me. He was hanging around this area, and he started telling people to tell me that. And they started saying, Nipsey told me to tell you that he was here. He's right down the corner. And I was like, I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you. You were right. He down the street. And like, well, he just told me to tell you. I'm like, okay. And so, when I saw all of them around him, I knew that I couldn't do that. And then when he said no, I was shot with 2 guns. And they all didn't come from Eric Holder. He said, I was shot with a revolver, and I was shot with a automatic. And then he told me, I came back like earlier this year, and I said, he gave me specific. He said I was shot. It was a 9mm. And then I saw, no, I don't know them. No, that wasn't me. It was another psychic that called his mother. Another psychic medium that talked to Nipsey and told his mother that. But he said it wasn't completely correct. He saw shot with 2 guns. And then I said, you know, it was a wound up here. It was a wound back here. I started, the liver was torn. It went into the back. That was the first day. That was when he was shot. And people were saying, yo, what the fuck? Why are you saying that shit on the first day? I said, because that's what I saw. That's what he told me. But how would you know he was shot this day? I said, I'm willing to be wrong. That's what he's in here. That's what he told me. Now these things are public. And you can look up on YouTube the transcripts from, I think, the grand jury hearing where the driver for Eric Holder testified, Cowboy testified, other people testified, and the lawyer asked the driver who played dumb and acted like she didn't know. She said, I remember the one part I heard it, and that's when I was making the blue bag a few months ago, and my mouth dropped because she said, did you know he was going to shoot Nipsey? She said, no. She said, I heard shots. I was on the side of the marathon. I think she said in that little alley. But I didn't know he had shot Nipsey. She said, what happened? She said, I saw him get back in the car. She said, he had 2 guns. The attorney said, what kind of gun was a 2 gun? She said he had a silver revolver and he had a black semi-automatic. And the lawyer said, which kind? She said, a 9mm. You think I'm lying? The first reading I did was on March 31st, 2019. I released it 3-4 days later, so that would be what, April, go look at the date. It's on my Facebook and it's on the YouTube page. So I released it, what, April 8th, 9th, something like that. I think before the funeral or the memorial service. Those autopsy reports had not been released. The gun types had not been released. There had not been a grand jury hearing when I said it. And I said I saw 2 guns, and I said it was about real estate. I said it was about stealing his assets and his property and dividing them and dismantling them and acting like he did not exist. People said I was crazy and I was lying. And where I said he was shot at, the autopsy report is now public. Look at my first reading. No psychic was saying it. No psychic medium was saying it. What he told me, and they were laughing at me. And I said white people were there. I said it was a white woman there. It was a white man, but they were sub-European, like Italian, European, dark hair, dark eyes, but white skin, not northern European, not blonde hair, blue eye. And then you see the lady Joelle James, that's with Rock Nation, that wrote Bada Booed Up for Ella May, was not only photographing herself that weekend at the ball game with Nipsey Hussle, but she was also at the Marathon store an hour or 2 before he was assassinated. How do I know? Because she let the world know, and she went on her Instagram and did what? Took a picture of her receipt with the items that she bought on March 31st, 2019, the day he was assassinated. There's another man, Blaze Carafello, who said he bought drugs from Eric Holder before he shot Nipsey. So that's what, sub-European, like one of the European subcultures, Italian. He had dark hair, dark eyes. He was there, said Eric Holder pistol whooped him before he shot Nipsey, and he saw it and got so scared, he called some of his wealthy women friends, in New York or New Jersey, get me out of here. I said one drove in, flew in, and then drove to the store, and then drove out and flew out. There was another one, the Spanish guy, who was also here in Atlanta, was there taking pictures, bald head, short, kind of stocky, light skin, said he was there for acting audition in a white car with white BMW, something like that. He flew in, got the rental, then tried to drive away and then fly out, and was caught with a gun inside of a radio or some type of player, radio player, CD player, something. Was arrested. But you know, I'm crazy. You can look these things up. For you all that didn't watch my readings from the very beginning, I was saying these things and the other readers were not saying these things. They caught that one at the airport where I said they flew in to LA and drove to the store and then drove out the store and tried to fly out. Blaze Carafello did not shoot him, but he was there and he was involved with Eric Holder and was a drug addict. He got out and got an attorney and he was there. The white girl, Joelle James, was there and has photographs to prove that I'm not crazy. Just like when I kept saying I want to know where the snake is, and the other psychics on YouTube were hysterical. Oh my God, you know, Alexis, these demons just trick her. She needs to go get therapy. There's no goddamn snake. She keeps saying snake. Now it's the white people there. Somebody had the makeup on. You know, she goes from what? Alexis is sick. I'm laughing with them. I said, yes, it do sound fucked. They sound wild as fuck. Now, I'm a wild motherfucker up in this witch. Wild, wild west, ain't it? I know. It sound wild to me, but I'm telling you, Nipsey told it to me. Nipsey ain't told that bitch that shit. I don't know what. Didn't we see the snake? Who was where? At the Marathon parking lot next door in the gas station. Big as hell. A big albino python wrapped around this nigga with a blue shirt on. When the evening of March 31st, 2019, during the candle vigil. I'm crazy like a fox. You know, I'd rather be crazy me and weirdo me than a goofy any motherfucking day. Cheers, nigga. Cheers, bitch. I wish I had some Marathon OG back right now because I get out of motherfucking this bitch. And blow that shit around so they can get that shit. Yes, got the fuck up out of there. But they said he you know, I didn't see the stuff. And that's what he was warning me about, because when he showed me Mexico dealing with this situation, there is a spot full of human sacrifice with blood and skulls everywhere. That is a monument to this goddess Nasi Guadalupe. Guadalupe, what he's saying to me, is also the Mexican equivalent of the Mother of Christ. But when I go down under Guadalupe, where all these human sacrifices are, and bones and skull blood all up under the ground, it's a pipeline that runs from Mexico to Las Vegas to California. A lot of trafficking is still going on, but the drugs have switched, and the drug source, one of the drug sources, have switched to China. China, and it's going into LA, Mexico, Las Vegas, LA, and the Guadalupe would be the Mexican Mother of God, which a whole bunch of people have been murdered on these spots and sacrificed. And that's just one of the spots I saw. You go underneath Guadalupe and you will find the original God of sacrifice, and you also deal with black people and Mexican people. Some of the original Mexicans were black, and then they got whitewashed out. And then the other ones that were there is with Hecatl. It begins with a Q, but I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly. This God, the black Mexicans and the other mixed Mexicans have gotten up. I'm so cold. Out of the ground. Is it raining? It done started raining. It's cold. They're walking from Mexico to Las Vegas to California right now. There's going to be war, industries, economic collapse. You all need to, we all need to. We're going to see this with this new administration be opened up with this drug, with this COVID, and with the other drug I told you about that people think is harmless too, smoke. Some of that stuff is tainted, and all these flavors and bubble gum and cotton candy weed, all these things, you don't know what these are. You don't know what they're derived from, what the genetics of these things are, and they're not going to tell you. It's like zombies getting up out the ground, The Walking Dead. And for some reason, what's going on in the United States and California and Vegas is tied to Mexico and China. They're hearing Iran, Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arabia, the oil and gas, Sudan, Russia, Ethiopia, United States. All this stuff is tied together, and drug trafficking and cartel, opium, opioids, fentanyl, China. So I can't do the whole reading tonight because I didn't write all this stuff down. I kind of really don't even want to. I really don't even want to get into this. But I will tell you this, another thing I'm going to mention. They showed me, and Nipsey was saying, and that's what him, the Mexican man, was talking about too, some type of upheaval and war and economic chaos and turmoil is getting ready to happen, and plans getting to go in effect. They want to move the marathon. They want to get everybody out there and re-gentrify, get all the black people out there, all the Mexicans. So it's going to be a situation going on right now with the blacks and browns and people popping the locks on the jails. And another thing that I don't want to talk about, I'm probably going to start the reading, but I kind of don't want to start the reading. This new DA who's been a police officer or maybe an assistant DA, what was it, in San Diego, the one who just got that dirty black woman, Jackie, out of office, the white man, George Gasson, is it Gasson, something like that? He is 6'6" years old. He just won in California. So he will be the new DA residing over the Eric Holder Nipsey Hussle case. And they're saying he is more about justice, bail reform, so that the blacks and browns won't have to be under a bail system trapped in jail, which creates more psychological problems, emotional problems, economic problems, because they're trapped in there. They can't get the money to get out because they can't get out to work to get the money to get out and to stay out and get representation. He said the bail system should be abolished. People being held in jail for petty crimes, what they call petty crimes in California, should be stopped. He said he will not make them have to stay in jail while they're waiting for trial. It's like, I don't know why. I'm just cold. It's so cold. I feel like I'm outside in the snow. That's how cold it is in here right now. When Nipsey, I said, tell me, because somebody emailed me from LA and said, look, this is the new guy that's going to replace Jackie. And a lot of black people hated that black lady, said she's a dirty bitch. They couldn't wait to get her out as a DA in LA. He shows me, when I look at this man, George Gasson, correct me if the name is wrong, from the new LA district attorney that's going to be over Nipsey Hussle case. I'm just going to name the names to you that Nipsey told me. When I look at this man, the first two words come to me as helter skelter. Charles Manson, Sharon Tate. The producer, Roman Polanski, who was engaged to Sharon Tate when Charles Manson sent his followers in there to kill her and then try to cut her baby out her stomach. And they killed other people, and Charles Manson said he was trying to create a race war to make them think that black people did that shit. But they knew black people did not do that shit. Charles Manson is CIA. The feds would how these run together, don't fucking ask me. Because I just kind of don't. Look, I'm just going to tell you a little bit like Nipsey told me to tell you, but this is someplace I don't want to fucking go. Every time I look at this man, and I look at his record, he seems like he is for justice for blacks and browns. But from what Nipsey's saying, they may put this man in right now and it's going to be a soft kill. Because he's not going to come out, and then there's so much dirty shit going on with LAPD and around this case, and corruption and gang ties and gang affiliations and police informers, and police set niggas up, and police set Nipsey up, and the police wasn't there when they let them shoot that man that day. And how they're trying to suppress evidence and protect Eric Holder and put this trial off and make sure justice is not done. That he got in there to act as if he's going to change for political power and ascension. But there's only so much he's going to do. Like they're going to negotiate this thing down. I don't see Eric Holder immediately getting the death penalty and being killed. They're going to try to do the paperwork to smooth this out, draw this out, and then do some type of plea. He's going to negotiate this because it's too many dirty, corrupt motherfuckers inside and outside of LAPD. They have a lot to gain and a lot to lose if something happens to Eric Holder, because basically he's just like the crazy. And then MLK came up with the one that assassinated him, that was accused of it, and JFK and Bobby Jr. They always act like it's a lone assassin who does that by themselves, and then they wanted to deny Charles Manson. But from what Nipsey told me, and I started to look at it, Charles Manson was programmed and controlled by CIA, and Charles Manson was in the drug experiment program like LSD. And other drugs, Charles Manson was always high. Him and that girl, just like he just said, Timothy Leary, if you look that up, supposed to be a professor, but he was also under that program, the CIA program, and getting people, them students on that LSD and that hippie love and free love and fucking out in the park and fucking each other and fucking dogs and shit because they so high they don't know what the fuck they doing. Those are not just like regular teachers and regular preachers like you would think. That took me back to what I told y'all a few months ago when I told y'all about that weed. And about them programs with that, because that's what they did with Charles Manson. You think Charles Manson was some idiot, crazy out of his mind, talking shit and say how he hate black people and he want all black people killed and tried to set up a race war? No, he was a CIA operative that was given drugs and monitored, and they let this motherfucker go out and stab motherfuckers up, take their blood and draw on the goddamn wall, because most of the high is a motherfucker anyway. So they don't feel, and they let him do that shit. Then they go back and check in, and they were watching it the same way they watched him shoot Nipsey, in the same way. And he said that this protocol and agenda goes back to the LAPD chief that was there when they was beating Rodney King and had been doing it all that time, and then acting said that the black men were lying, I think, until somebody white was filming it that night when they were beating Rodney King. He said this is the protocol and this is the agenda to control, suppress, destroy the black and browns and turn them against each other and make them destroy themselves and keep the opposition between them and keep the laws in place for them, and then have these certain people that are like lone killers, black and white, different races of them. They'll put them out in a certain neighborhood and then, oh, we got to do something about this. We got to change the law. We're going to put you in office because you're going to be the change on that they're Mason and they set that shit up. I didn't want to say this, but I've been tossing. I ain't been sleeping. Trying not to say this shit because I don't want to bust y'all bubble. And for some reason, when Nipsey looks at him, that is what he said, helter-skelter. But he's going to come off as he can make all these changes. He can move all these mountains and move all this racism. He's just going to destroy Eric Holder, and he's going to get rid of all these bad problems and all these laws that affect black and brown people the worst and oppress them. And he does not have the power to do that. I don't know what it is. Every time I see him, Nipsey always shows me he's walking through these crime scenes, through these houses, house with blood everywhere, and these carcasses like humans with the skin off and the rib cage open, guts laying out, blood and guts just laying all over, like a grotesque murder scene. Just human sacrifice. And it's tied to Mexico. They're doing it there, and then they bring them up. A lot of these killers and these human sacrifices and these child sacrifices and child sex rings are tied to Mexico, Las Vegas, and California, as well as taking them underground. And he keeps, I don't know what the fuck is under there, but Nipsey keeps going under the goddamn marathon. There's something and somebody living and working up under the... There's a whole city up under there, and I feel a drain. Asian, Mexican, Asian, Mexican. Well, if you can't hear me, we're going to have to stop, because I cannot scream. I can't talk louder. As you see, I'm right in front of the screen. So... does everybody have a problem hearing me? Because if that's the case, something's wrong here. Can you all not hear me? Can anybody hear me? Because I don't see anything on the screen. Okay, I see you, Sharon. You can hear me. It's under there. Working is under the marathon. Nipsey keeps saying it's something under the marathon. Life, they're living and functioning under the marathon. And there's big upheaval and change coming right now. And they want to tear the marathon down now. They're always working on moving in that area, tearing it down. And I just got... It's so... I'm not saying this man is that way. I'm not saying he did these things. I'm just saying he knows about it and he's been around it. And then they brought up the Atlanta child murders again with Wayne Williams. That is tied to these police out there. So that tells me, he says, some of them were brought in during that murder. I know the FBI was here because they said they couldn't find out. Okay, thank you, Nipsey. I know one of the connections, because we know, and a lot of people know, and they kept it under wraps, because the first black mayor at the time was Maynard Jackson, and they definitely wanted to disgrace him and make him look like he couldn't do his job. The KKK was doing it. They would also go back to Charles Manson, who also had the same type of KKK beliefs and wanted to exterminate black people. And trying to make it look like black people were killing the white people, but they were not in the area. Black people weren't doing that. They know they weren't doing that. And he couldn't make the race war happen. He couldn't make the white people mad at the black people to go kill them. And he couldn't make the black people mad to go and rob and kill white people. It wasn't happening in LA. It wasn't just naturally white black people just go do that. And he was dealing with people in the government that had the same racist idea, wanting to exterminate people of color that are also in government and police. And that's what Nipsey's telling me too. Some of the same people are still alive. They taught the mentality. They have them inside of LAPD. They have them in all of the police departments, as well as the federal departments that are racist KKK. This guy has seen it. He knows it. He can't do anything about all of it, though, but he has to watch it. And what I'm saying to you, Nipsey's saying, at this point, when it gets to that point where he tries to convict Eric Holder, or I don't know if they have the death penalty in California, or try to give him the death penalty, or give him life, there's going to be a catch. And it's not getting ready to happen right now. Maybe middle 2021, towards the summer or something, maybe some movement. Right now, the next few months, there's not going to be no movement. Not because they really can't either, but because they don't know what to do. They're trying to figure out how to get rid of him without having to imprison him. That's what I'm seeing. That's what Nipsey's saying. They don't really want to imprison him. Why? Because they wanted him to do the shit. Inside LAPD, outside of LAPD, connections to LAPD, where they got them inside of there doing stuff for them, watching them kill certain people, like they watched Charles Manson, like they watched with the Atlanta child murders, like they watched with a lot of murders, like they watched them beat up all them black men and beat up around the king. That's a part of the protocol. This is how you learn. This is what we do. This is how we keep them down. This is how we do our sacrifices to stay in power. This is what you do, and you're going to go along with this shit. And this new DA cannot go above the ones that really run that. He don't have the power to, and he's not going to go so far, because he want to keep that power in that position that he has. And he's been in police jobs for years, so he knows how that system functions. But yet, if he's so good, why is he still in there? Because you know what LAPD do to their own. Everybody know that. But he's still in there, and then this is a show. What Nipsey telling me, this is a political show. And I remember, it's like, I feel so bad for Nipsey because he has gone through so much hell, and he's still going through it. They're still fighting him. They're still fighting him on the other side, and his ex-lovers are doing magic. The main one, trying to control him and take control. The way it looks to me, I think I've said this before, and he's still saying it, because I said, do you want to change it? Do you want me to take it? He said, no, she upset me up. She wanted revenge against me because I wasn't with her when I was physically killed, and I wasn't going to go back to her. I had not been with her. I had been moved out. I was not living in the house with her. People can call me a liar all they want to. He was not living with her. In 2019, they had an agreement. He had to pretend it was something night, was miserable as hell. But this lady with other people are doing black magic to, I'm trying to explain it. I've explained it before, but I still keep seeing the same thing. Use his energy, control his energy, draw his soul to her, and then try to act like, use him to channel through her, control his soul, get information, and do readings and give messages to the people through her, and then get money. Oh, look at him. I was his wife. I was his, we're going to spend our life together. I got this child by him. He loved me. He want to be with me. Look at it. He's sending messages through me. So y'all need to come and support me. I'm the one and give me the money. Because if he buys from her, he gives all the money to her, and she looks at as the one with the respectability and recognition, you know, that's something that's a hell of a thing to see, because you don't see that every day. You don't see a man so icy in this bitch, get knocked out of the body, something so heinous, horrendous, traumatic, violent, so disrespectful. Knock them out of their body. Move them around, because I still don't believe he was shot right there. Because when I told you he took me there and told me to sit down, and I had my grip blue dress on, when he fell and they had him on the ground, a dark-skinned guy, heavy set dark-skinned, older guy started to go through his pockets. It was kicking him and moving. He had some kind of look like a windbreaker, a jogging suit, like a jacket, like a Puma jacket. It wasn't just that t-shirt you saw, and they opened it and started digging young niggas. Niggas different ages, but the older one overseeing, gets his shit, take for his wallet. They started robbing him. Then I seen him go back like this, like they dragging him into a building. But it looked like a house, like near the marathon. Like the shit might have jumped off at a house or something, like behind or near the marathon. Like by that barber shop. I keep looking, because I want to be wrong. I always check my footwork. And I keep going backwards to the first day. Because I know it's something I'm missing. Something I'm not seeing. And people had called me crazy. And now they're just quiet. They watch me now. Whatever they say, they don't say it directly to me. But I know what that means. I would ask, and people would say something to me. And I make comments. I'm from LA. Do you know this? I don't know what you're talking about. I can't talk to you no more. No, I ain't seen Snake. No, I don't know nobody named Newport. I don't know what you're talking about. No, I ain't seen it over there. No. And now I know that they're lying to me. Because I look at the news, I've heard the transcripts, I've seen the autopsy. I heard it read, and it's what I said. The very first day he was shot, I did the reading when it was announced on the TV and on the radio, and he started telling me the shit. Then, when he comes in... comes in here, and he waits till I wake up. I said, what are you doing here? What you doing out here? You're so far away from home, baby. What you come all the way down? Them psychics up there in California, and on your way down here, you come from one ghost to a whole nother ghost. There's a whole bunch of psychics. They begging to talk to you, but you come to see me. Why? Now I know. You don't trust them dirty motherfuckers because they know they did him in. And he says, something really blew my mind because I saw other people talking to him that had husbands. They said they was married, living with niggas and shit. And he tells me, he says, you know, I've been around your house and I've been in your yard about 3 days. I said, that was you. I was so terrified. I woke up. I thought somebody broke in my house. That man's spirit was so strong in here. I thought it was a nigga in a body that was so good at picking locks that they didn't have to kick it or break the lock. That I felt that shit downstairs so strong. I started shaking. And I said, oh my God. Somebody's going to rape me. I said, because I know that if they wanted to steal electronics, they would have got this shit in gold. They kept. I said, somebody's downstairs on my sofa. And I was thinking, I was trying to figure out. I said, okay, I don't have my phone in the bed. I usually leave the phone in the bed. I've got to call the police. I said, oh shit, I can't get up. I was measuring the distance between my bed and the bathroom where the telephone was. And I said, no, I can't because the floor squeaks. And so if it's somebody down there, they're going to hear me up and they're going to come upstairs. And I don't know if I can get to the locked door. I can't. Oh shit, I can't jump out the window. Then I think I'm so scared. I said, I can't police. I don't know who to call. So I think I passed out and I woke up, and that's when I hear him coming up, and he starts talking to me. He says to me, and he said, I've been here a few days. I said, that's been you? He said, yeah, I've been walking around your house. I said, to get a reading? Why do I just do that? Nobody else is saying you're doing that. They just reach the car and start talking. He said, I went to the front entrance, and he said, he said, because I wanted to see was you a hoe. And I said, so I can't be a hoe and do your readings? He was serious. He looked at me, and he was real calm. And I didn't never see him before, and I didn't really watch him. So only people that know him will know if I'm lying or not, if I saw a real person. This nigga looked at me in my eyes, did not blink. Started breathing real calm. Was real relaxed with the cold with the shit. Looked me dead in my eye. Nothing was moving on his face with his mouth. He said, this is what I've been doing. I'm holding the covers like this. I went to your entrance, and I started watching men driving in your complex. As I started looking at makes and models of cars, I started looking at tag numbers, and I started looking at descriptions of the men. Young, old, white, black, light, dark, tall, short, receding hairline, full hairline, fat, skinny. He said, and I stood there, and I watched them come in. And noticed they were going towards your building. So then I go to the back. He said, you know that tree you like? I didn't say nothing. Like a child. I stood up under a tree. He said, and I watched a lot of the cars come back to your building, and then I watched them park. And I'm like, this motherfucker right here. I'm like, is this guy like that for real? Like, this motherfucker will sit and fucking go behind your back, get in your business, act calm with you, then see if you a dirty bitch, you a dirty nigga, you set them up, you got something to do with some shit that went on and they don't quite know when they putting the shit together, so they're not gonna say nothing to you. Go watch everybody talk to you, who you know, your tag, the nigga tag, bitches come in, where they go, follow them, see what they do, what time, what day they come to your house, what day, the date and shit, the month. I said, is this nigga cold? Yeah. He's just sitting there going, yeah, telling me my business. You know that tree? It's a tree you like out there in the yard. So I stood there because it's right there in front of your door, so I can watch your door if the niggas come to your door, because I heard that you. I'm about to start crying because I'm like, I'm not a hoe. I'm not a hoe. I just want that whole setting. When saying that's why I said that I fuck people every day. He said, yeah. So, not blinking, not moving. Yeah, so I watched your dough. He started talking about the time, like the certain time of the day to see was I hoeing. Yeah, and I looked at your door, and they was getting out, and as they was walking towards the building, I was looking at the doors. They didn't go to your door. He said, so I said, she got to be a hoe because that's what they said. So she just a sneaky. She's a sneaky hoe. She get out, oh, hi, and all that shit. He said, but she sucked dicks. He said, she doing it in the back. And I'm about to cry. I'm like, how you said I suck dicks and I go back and suck the dick in the back and I see the face she doing. I'm just like, why you say that? I know. I'm hurting. I'm really hurting and shit. And this nigga, yeah, just one blink. Yeah, he said, so I went around your back. He said, I know that. I know how many doors you got. I know how many locks you got. He said that back there you got a patio, you got a whole backyard back there, you got a fence back there. Start describing this shit. He said, yeah, the ground was just cut. I'm starting to cry. I'm shaking. I'm looking at him. Yeah, and as he was saying, he was like, yeah, you got a dog. Yeah, you got a fence. Yeah, you got a yard. Yeah, you got a patio. Yeah, you got a right, and it's built like this, and it's like that. shit. Who else knows that I'll be by myself, I'm single shit, and come if y'all can see that over there, somebody finna break in on me. Tell me, no, ain't nobody gonna bother. Ain't nobody, I'm not gonna do nothing to you. He said, I just wanted to know. He said, so I watched that all day. He said, she slick. So she go, ain't nobody looking at the front, she tell you go pop that lock and let niggas come in the back, suck dicks, and then ease them back out the back, and then, hi, welcome to, don't nobody even know you did this shit. So, you know, my feelings is really hurt. You know, and I'm looking at the nigga, and I'm just like, I don't pop locks and suck dick in the back. And but you know, I'm my eyes, what I'm shaking. I'm like, I don't believe this shit. Why this nigga get this shit in? He said, and I watched. Niggas came. He said, your back door never open. He said, I know you wouldn't like that. He said, he said, I know you ain't got nobody. He said, I know you're not married. He said, I know you didn't do that. And he won't tell me. Till a few months go by. That's where the video Enemies in Common. That same nigga that gave me that poison in LA got on video, but a lot of them have been erased now, and said that I got poison because I prostitute out of my house and niggas run in and out of my house every day, all day, and I suck dicks and don't nobody know because I'm a sneaky hoe. And I act so sweet and proper and spiritual, but say I've been prostituting out my house for years. And I see all the people he hanging with is the motherfuckers that was saying that shit about me and tried to get me to do that shit. And when I wouldn't do that shit, they still said I was that, and basically blackballed me and tried to fucking eliminate me and make it look like I did it to myself. And he was laying here in my bed one night. He pops up out of his sleep and he said, Lauren, Daddy affiliated with the police and the LA police, and they got mad at me and they helped say, don't say that. Because you ain't been saying that. Lay back, I'm going to go back to sleep now. I'm going to forget I ain't that bullshit you said. Go on back, don't say that right there. Because that's not what you've been saying. Oh, they did. They did. That's why when the girl asked me, did you talk? No. That's why I didn't. Maybe I should have, but you know what? When they put spells on people and get their mind fucked up and everybody's telling some person the same thing, they say they know you and the person don't know you and you know them, they keep saying something about the person and you see the person. And I've had, men will accuse you of that because you look a certain way, you talk about sex or spirituality, and a lot of women do shit like that. And women like me that do talk about spirituality and sex, they do have group sex and fuck a lot of people. And he had it in his mind, he said, you know what? They been told me that about you. He said, I've been wanting to say something to you. He said, they told me this bitch is crazy. You start talking to her, y'all hang out, y'all start fucking. It don't go the way that she wanted to go. This bitch will get up on YouTube and blow up your spot. Tell everybody y'all fucking, sucking dick. You spend the night there. She go to you, out there put you on blast, embarrass you in front of your daughter, your mom and all that. You, this bitch, cause you really want that, and she'll hold everybody fucking her down there. I said I heard that before, that they said it about me. I already know who you're talking about. Plus, I see all the motherfuckers around you. And they still haven't said they don't know me and that I'm a liar and shit. So, when he started saying that shit, at first, I didn't know that was still, they were blackballing me that deep. But then I knew he knew a lot of people. He knew the same people I fucking knew. But I didn't know until somebody, I started seeing the pictures. They were like, let's just need to look at this shit. And then the nigga gonna just come out. I said, so that's why you did me like that? That's just why you started searching on how I know she a hoe. Man, she gotta be, man. She ain't on this side horn, she on the other side horn. She off the chain, I know she off the chain. She just slick with it. I'm gonna catch the bitch though. I'm gonna go around. And I'm just, oh shit, that's a man around. I'm finna call the police. Then he was like, nah, it's me. It's me. And then that's when the nigga started running. Yeah. I know your schedule. I know what you do. I know what you get up. I know you be. I'm shaking. I'm saying, I have never met a person that was physically there. I didn't know they do shit like that. I didn't know that you can get up and you still remember, see, hear, touch, taste, smell, feel. You go here, you go there. You watch people. You know their business. You watch them wash their ass, take their drawers off. You know what they eat, who they fucking. You see them getting fucked up. So then basically when you sit down and talk to them, they be like, so, Alexis, what you do today? Well, I stay here all day by myself. And then what? Well, I was just working all day. Bitch, you a goddamn lie. Bitch, I seen a nigga come out there with the car and the tag, and the nigga look like, I didn't know they could do shit like that. Luckily, I disappointed him. That wasn't what he thought. And then he started feeling bad. He said, I am so sorry. Because I just knew you were no good. And you could not be trusted. I've been thinking for years now. He said, a lot of people think about you. And a lot of me that talk to you. That's around that. So, probably come back. Yep, and it fucked up. And it fucked up. And I'm listening to this. I don't believe what I'm hearing. I don't believe what I'm hearing. I'm like, I heartbroken. And I said, that explains why people treat me a certain way in the industry. I got blackballed. No, we're not interested in you. No, we don't want to talk to you. No, this job's not available anymore. Or just not offered because they were told I was a mental problem. Going through the things I've gone through, you see why you'd have a mental problem too, because of all the lies, all the treachery, all the deceit done. And then I hear this stuff. This isn't the first time that I heard somebody lie on me, like tell a lot of sexual lies on me. So the more he talked, the more wow. I mean, I wasn't gonna tell y'all, but I said, you know what? At this point, it don't even matter to me no more. And I really see that I'm not crazy, and that was really said about me. Plus, it's not the first time I heard it. I heard it from people in human bodies still living and breathing in their human bodies that told me they said that shit about me. Several people, men and women, are saying, I mean, hell, my own mother said that shit about me, and I was like 5 or 6 years old, and I don't even know what this is. I don't, and it's people in this world that are so jealous of you, so afraid of you, so intimidated by you, want to be you for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. I really don't know why I was done this way, but I'm not the only one that's been done this way. And I have heard that shit about people, and then I end up talking to them, and I'm like, well, they said that you was a hoe. She was like, girl, I know who the fuck you talking about, because I've been accused of that shit, and I know they were saying it about me, and I'm not like that. I didn't do that. And once I got to know the person, I felt so bad, because a lot of people thought that about the person, because people that couldn't control them or were afraid the person was going to get more popular and more successful than them had trashed them to so many people that a lot of their opportunities was messed up in a certain arena they wanted to be in, because people chose to believe the other person that they trusted and considered nice and popular, and didn't even verify. They didn't even want to verify, because they liked the person so much who was telling the fucking lie. They didn't even want to believe it was a lie. So he's telling me this stuff, and I've been sitting with it all this time and just watching. Just watching people, watching circumstances, listening to people, listening to shit. And I know it's true. Because I know who he's talking about. I know who the people are. You can see them. You can see them. I can see them. Everybody can see who he around and who he was around. And now it makes sense why he came where here. But at the same time, what I respect about Nipsey is he said, you know what? I promised them that I would not deal with you while I was inside of my body, because they let me know you wasn't coming in there. They wasn't going to help. They weren't going to let you in there. He said, so I couldn't help you anyway because they weren't going to help you. And then it was going to be a problem with me. He said, but once I got out my physical body and I see how they set me up, and when now exploiting me and making money off of me and all the stuff he see her doing, he was like, as a grown man, the promise was in the physical body. I'm no longer in the physical body. So let me as a man go check her myself. Let me find out. Let me go study her. And like I said, that skin, I didn't know that they could do shit like that. I did not know they could stand out. He described the trees. And I know that one, you said you like that tree because you don't want nobody to cut that tree down. And I'm just like, ooh, how the fuck this nigga wrong? Like, you won't tell me my whole fucking life and you telling me who come in and who going in and out my ass and all that. You telling me, and you said nobody. Nobody. You don't do that. You not like that. He said, I'm glad as a grown man, I wanted to see for myself. Was you really like that? He said, because if you was like that, I really wouldn't want nothing to do with you. I wouldn't want to talk. And I was like, but I mean, if you get a reading, what does it matter what the person's lifestyle is? Because you have no integrity. And you wouldn't have said what I asked you to say. Because you'll do anything and compromise yourself for some digging dollars and fame. He said, I knew that I wasn't going to have that problem. And I said, I talked to the other psychics you talked to. You didn't do that to them. I don't know why. I said, I don't know. I said, why you did it to me? They told me you can be difficult and you can have an attitude and you can be stubborn. But they didn't say that you did that. And so I left it alone. So that's fine. I will still, now that I know you don't disrespect me, you don't think this stuff, he said, I checked myself. Now I want some things I want you to say. And even if I say, I'm not going to say that, I'm not, he knows I'm going to, if I think it's right, I believe it, and I think that I'm hearing it right in the spirit, I'm going to say it. What does he say? Yeah, the other day it was pretty hard because I saw him, the baby's mother, still be, she be doing reading, she do spiritual work, and she be channeling Nipsey, and she's trying to pull Nipsey's soul. She said, I don't want you talking to Alexis anymore. I don't want you telling her my business. I want you to come back home. It was so sad. She said, I watched it and I didn't say anything. She said, you don't need to be in Atlanta. I want you to come home where you belong. He said, home? California is not my home. He said, I was at home and I love California and y'all killed me at home. He said, Euphys, I can go where I want to. I come to California when I want to, but you're not going to make me stay and said I can't come nowhere. I can't come to Atlanta and I can't talk to Alexis. He said, you are supposed to be my friend. And I trusted y'all. I thought y'all loved me like I love y'all. He said, and my friends and the people that love me physically killed me. I died at my own stove in California. You don't tell me where I got to go, where I can't go, who I can't talk to. And he said, and we wasn't even together. He say, and she started grabbing on him and pulling him. You tried to fight him. She said, you're going to come back with me. He said, I am not. And he said, you remember? And a matter of fact, it was the day last week when they had on the news that they estimated his estate at $4 million and gave $2 million to Cross and $2 million to Imani. And it was that day he said, remember how I got with you? And I thought I was in love with you. You knew I loved you. And you didn't love me. He said, you act like you was in love with me too, but you wasn't in love with me. You pretended to be in love with me. And you cheated on me. He said, you set me up, and now y'all up there talking about my estate is worth $4 million, and you got 2, and Imani got 2. He said, you know that my estate ain't worth no $4 million. If they saying $4 million, it's $100 million. But on the, y'all doing that in public, but on the low, you and your friends is making millions, and that's, the marathon is like now a dummy company, a shell company. Y'all doing sex trafficking and money laundering and dealing with corporations and organizations that deal with trafficking, children on the low, drug trafficking on the low, pharmaceuticals that kill people, all my clothes, all my merchandising, my music. Y'all taking chunks out of it and trying to destroy my name, my legacy like it didn't even exist. He said, that's what you're doing. I know what you're doing. Thank you, Danielle. He said, that's what you're doing. You don't love me. He said, you tricked me. He said, and I thought that at first we had something. He said, and you never felt that way about me. And I'm just gonna stand. And there was like this dark shadow around her, and she was trying to wrap him in it and bring him, like do a spell and bring him back. He said, I'm not going with you because you don't love me. You never loved me. You and your friends set me up. And she said, no, you're going. You're going. He said, I'm not going back with you. He said, why would I go back with you? You act like we're together, and you know that weekend I was shot. And he pulled a phone out and he showed the text. He said, what about this text message? What about this text message and how you were threatening me, and you were talking about the contract you had on me, and I was going to do this and that, and you were going to make me do it, and you were going to punish me, and I was going to pay for, one of those thought it was a net or something. You were going to make me pay for not being with you and pay for what I had done. I wasn't going to just leave you and walk away from you, and you was reminding me the contracts we had and all the child support agreements and how you was going to give me stuff. You're going to give me this, you owe me this, you owe me that, and how you were going to destroy my life. He said, when I was shot that weekend, me and you was arguing, and he opened the text on his cell phone. I don't know who got his cell phone. I don't know if it's more than one cell phone, but he popped that phone. Because Tanisha said she talked to him 30 minutes before he died. Okay, Tanisha ain't the only one that talked to him. If what I'm seeing is correct, in the Astro, he opened it. He said, listen, you thought I was lying to you. He opened the phone and he said, look right here at this text. He told to her, on the Astro, he said, you remember this? All these long text messages, you insulting me, you calling me name, you telling me I'm going to pay for this, I'm not finna walk away from you, I'm not finna leave you with no baby out this contract, you going to make my life hell, you going to break me down, I'm gonna suffer, you going to help me get fucked up, if I don't come back, if I don't be with you, if I don't do what you say. He said, remember that? And he opened it, and I started reading these long ass paragraphs she wrote. She crazy. Threatening that man, harassing that man. He said, you remember that? He said, me and you was arguing that week that they shot me. And you started telling me, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You gave me this ultimatum. If I didn't do it, what you were going to do to me, what you were going to make people enforce on me legally, how it's going to affect my music, my album, all the agreements that we made, all the deals, the record label, my store, how you were going to make me pay. I'm looking at this man still got this phone. He still got access to the phone, but I knew that it was had physically died because the phone, the way it looked, the energy was gone. And she looked down and she knew I was looking. And I said, she doing magic on that man. She trying to do magic on me. Still, she don't want me talking to that man. She don't want him telling me nothing. And I said, what? So y'all was arguing the last few days before they physically shot you? He said, yeah, the tech man. And you know where my goddamn mind went? Up there on that stage reading them text message. When she say, you know, I watch you sleep, and you know, that's what psychopaths do. And you know, they getting ready to eat a motherfucker or set their motherfucking ass up. They admire them and look at them sleep and shit. And you know, and this what he said to me, you know, you cannot possess me, or what he said, possess me, or she said, possess me, own me. Yeah, I am to be experienced. You can't own me. She ain't read the whole text message. Because what he showed me is like she was writing, just tapping. Just writing real fast back to back. They arguing back. She said, ooh, because she got a temper. Real temperamental, fragile like. Where everything have to go her way. If it don't go her way, you don't do what I say. She had lost control of the dick. She couldn't control him. See? And they got out of hand because Nipsey wasn't no punk, even though we know he wasn't no punk with no niggas, but when it comes to women, he might love pussy and love women, but the nigga not weak for no pussy. Pussy don't rule him. And she thought he was less than her, he was beneath her. She could run him with her pussy and thought he was so fascinated and stupid, but he wasn't. And when he got tired of it, he's like, you know what, just looking at you, yeah, you still a pretty girl, but you know what? I don't even feel like that about you no more, and you're not going to manipulate and control me. And you know, I don't even want to do this no more because you crazy. Your mind, you're like Sybil, about 3 or 4 people. And you up here now, you done flipped and jumped dirty on me because I don't want to be with you now. The threats. Allegedly, like I said, I'm seeing this in the spirit. He's showing me the old phone. The shit is still available in the archives. He's reading the text and he's going through. He said, remember when I was shot? He said, me and you went in together, we were arguing. He said, you flipped it over. He said, you remember this message right here? You remember this right here? You remember that right there? Then she wanted to attack that man. And he wouldn't fight her. I'm telling you, something is off in the spirit realm. Yeah, Sharon, a red that's dressed up on the red carpet. And very vicious, very vindictive. Got when she goes into a fit, like a rage, her mind is like really irrational. And if you don't say what she wants you to say, and you don't take it back, and you don't do what she wants you to do, then she just goes into a wild fit. All type of, I'm going to do this to you. Oh, you think that's finna? I'm finna fuck this deal up. I'm finna call this motherfucker. Oh, you ain't going to get that if I can handle it, because I'm going to say this, and they do what I say, and they do what I tell. Yeah, and I'm going to mess that up. Allegedly, that's what I'm seeing. Treacherous like that. He said, I got tired of it. I got tired of the shit. I mean, it's like, man, I've been going through this shit. I'm so fucking tired. I mean, hearing this going back and forth, and I feel so bad for him because he started just like grabbing his face, and it's like tears start coming. And he's like, I just cannot believe I was stupid enough to let this bitch set me up for them to kill me. He's like, and then you up there in my fucking stove, like she done set up there, and all them marathon models. Now you know that man didn't put that like that because she would have been the face of the women's line on his marathon site before that happened to him. He didn't make no woman that he was fucking over the site. Some done have them. You either done bullied them models, or you done got somebody to do it. You done fired them and ran them models, them marathon models off because they scared. They hide and they got them scared. Now she's the only face of the marathon, but we don't see any evidence that he did that shit. That's why we know that She wasn't in vagina power. That wasn't her king, because if really that was King Dingaling belonged it all to you, he would have married you, one of y'all, you or Tanisha, and your name would have been in the will, or he wouldn't even have to put it in there, because in California, you just being a wife, you would have controlled everything, and you don't. And some of your friends put that shit together on that man. See? Because he didn't have you in there as the face of the marathon. He was in his body. And he didn't make a will or provision to put you in there. Y'all say he ain't got one. Now, she's smart enough. Then Prince got up there and stood on the marathon parking lot. That told me, Prince told me, who helped to set his goddamn mess up had to do with who set Nipsey up. Now, I ain't gonna say no name, because I think y'all know who I'm talking about. Huh? Said that, they said Prince didn't have no will. I don't really believe that. You ain't gonna easily have no goddamn will whenever you don't say what the fuck I want you to goddamn say. Because we don't know if it's true or not. We just believe what the fuck they put out there. I don't, but that's what we have to go with. So, he didn't put that in the will to make you the woman in the face over the marathon. We know that. He didn't make you legal wife, so that means he didn't put you over it. We know that. Say the man single on the death certificate. It didn't say single but divorced. It didn't say single but widow. It said never married. The man never married. So you done maneuvered and finagled your way into that man's stove. And now you the face of the marathon, and you done bullied and ran them marathon models off. So now it look like you the king, queen, Lady Hustle. And I see, it's something about this shit. Hey, Mama Doris. And that's what he was saying to her. He said, you know it was over. You know that, and you are telling people it wasn't, but you know. He said, you did me so. And he was just like, he started calling his ancestors and said, please help me, because I cannot believe that I let this bitch do me like this and get me physically killed. He said, I did break away from her, but it was too late. They had me jammed up in the contract, and she had that baby, and she used that baby as a way to get money. And then I'm kind of confused here, because a part of him says she didn't want the baby. So I don't know if a part of him didn't want it, but a part of him did want it, and a part of her did want it, and then a part of her didn't want it. I don't know if there was some conflict at one time when she was pregnant, that one day they wasn't sure if it was the right thing to do, or something around it, because he is saying she don't really love that baby, and she don't really be with that baby, and that baby lonely, and the baby feels abandoned inside, or his mama don't really love him. He feels alone. He miss Nipsey. And Nipsey's like, she can't even really look at my son too long. Hey, Jaffe. He said, it's like a money thing. He said, she don't really look at my child in the eyes. She can't really look at him. Because she think about Nipsey, and she got a lot of guilt and hurt around that. And she can't really face the shit. And the shit ain't, yes, the baby was an ATM. That's what I'm thinking, Mom Dara. I think the same thing. He said she don't want my baby, because she can't look at that baby and really think about what she done. But she keep trying to do magic spells on him to draw him in, to control his spirit, to help line up and get the rest of that man money. See, there's something else she want that she ain't got, that Bitcoin, some kind of gold, some other investment. She trying to convince everybody she's so good and she love this man so hard and so much, and this man write her all the love letters. And then Nip start doing this, like, what you talking about? We talking about some love letters? He said, I ain't just writing no love letter. Like, what? You know what, I'm leaving it alone, because I'm a liar, you know. I'm a liar. He said, we had not been together for a while. We weren't living together. He said, I left you alone, you dirty as hell. He said, then you set. And I'm just like, niece, how could I be so stupid? Let this stupid bitch trick me. Do this shit to me with her friends. He said, you up there. He said, not you running my shit. You not on my show. You run my show. You is like a runner, like a worker. They put you on niggas, and them niggas is above handling this organization. Maybe back in the day, Danielle, he might have thought he felt that way, but that's for years. He was like, and you up here pulling that shit on these people. Pulling that shit, he was like, and you know I want to hold his head out. Can't believe I let this bitch trick me. And I'm over here have to pay for this and lost my body, lost my life. I know, Mama Doris, he know he wasn't stupid, but he was like, everybody tried to tell me she was a pass around. Bitch, I didn't want to see that out, just like he told me. I came to your house myself to see where you a hoe and watch cars drive in to see where you popping that lock for the... I had to see for myself, and they told me she was a pass around. Smash it, pay it. I ain't say nothing. I didn't get in and I'm just watching. And then I saw his grandmother came. Archangel Michael came. Like, these elders came to surround him. And she was like, you shut up. You're going to go. And they said, no, you're not going to make him go nowhere. You're not going to make him go nowhere. You're trying to drive him back into a corrupt situation to keep on vampiring off that man. You already done physically helped kill that man. And now you want to... something. Because if she had everything she wanted, it was going the way they wanted it to go, to collapse his business and to keep siphoning off his money for the rest of his life. She wouldn't keep going in the astral searching around trying to take that man's soul and tell that man to do. You couldn't even tell that man in his ass what to do when he was in his body. Yeah, she was a horse and everybody ever ride just like she was up there on that horse marking that man, that white horse. I gotta go back and look at it, see if there was some flowers on there, how she had that bouquet, and like she had that cross in the back of her head turned upside down on that Puma commercial. She was mocking him. It was a mocking ritual to set him up to execute him, and then to go in and you get your cut for using your pussy. And pretend like you love that man and trick him. And he could see it now. He said, why did I have to lose my body? Why did I have to learn why have to happen to me? This is not right. And she's like, yeah, it is. And you're going to come and help me. And you're going to help me get the rest of your money. And you're going to be with me because they sent you with me. And I got control of your spirit. He said, no. And I said, I don't believe this. They are still doing black magic on this man in the astral realm in the spirit to make that man's spirit work for her and get her money. That's what people do. When they kill somebody to take their money and their riches, you're not dead. You're physically dead. Like I told y'all, that insurance policy, the only way you get is dead people money. Then you make them work in the spirit world, in the underworld, to bring people, places, such a situation and job opportunity to you to get more money and turning that person into a worker spirit. A slave. I've told y'all that. And I seen it the other day. Again, she's still trying to pull that shit on that man. And he is not no punk ass bitch. Because he said, no, I know what you did. And when he popped the phone, he said, remember this? She said, oh, you didn't think I remember that? He said, you was fighting with me when this happened to me. He says, I was going to get shot. You were arguing back and forth with me. I'm finna go lay down because see, I ain't slept in about a week. I've been seeing this shit go on. I'm so tired and wore out. He wanted me to say this. He wanted me to tell. I said, I don't want to say this shit. This shit's so heartbreaking to me. And it's so stressful, especially seeing what's going on in LA and with that new DA. I'm just so fucking woe the fuck out and stressed the fuck out. I don't know when I'm coming back because I need to get all this stuff done, but I gotta write this stuff. I just don't want to continue this reading. I don't want to publicly, let's put it that way. I don't want to repeat. This stuff is so heartbreaking. And it's like I don't even want to believe this shit is real. But my father, the same thing happened to my father, and they used a woman to do that and got with the record label owner and had a relationship, and they fucked him and stole everything from him. Said that they wrote the songs. My father was trusting and would let them put their names on the song. Oh, we'll protect you from the IRS, and we'll say we wrote them, we'll give you the money. Stole that man's songs, stole his money, set him up, drugged him, put him in that nursing home, and beat him. Beat him and tortured him over time. And then that lady got to be over one of the main key players in the Jackie Wilson estate, and was known as the wife because they made sure he couldn't divorce her because he was fucked up and turned into a vegetable, beat up in there every fucking day, drugged every goddamn day, laying in his own ways. So she gets a large portion of his royalties. Her son gets it, and she tries to block everybody else from getting any money that had children, and block the other women. And she wants to be known and respected and come to awards as Jackie Wilson's wife. And you want to get pity for being the widow, but you know how you got it. Not because that was your loving husband, but because you cut his throat and drowned him. This is the same scenario here. You know, Nip, he was so talented and could work so hard. Now, see, this is not alleged. That's when she was up there getting that Grammy. And Black Sam was right there, and the grandma behind, just gonna let the grandmama stand behind her, wouldn't even respect grandma. Squeezing a Grammy like it was a dick. Like, just masturbating and rubbing it like I've been wanting this so long. But they wouldn't give it to me. All that fucking sucking I did. I ain't got. So, now I got it. I received this award on behalf I speak for the Ashkelon family. Yep. And I'm like, how the fuck you receive your award on Ashkelon when Black Sam standing right there and the grandmama standing right there, and you just disrespecting that lady, and you don't love that man because you know how that nigga feel about his grandmama. You got the grandmama standing. The grandmama should be up there. And then Black Sam, yep, I'll take that. I said, by time his goddamn ass said some shit now. And I'm just... That's some real cold, narcissistic, psychopathic shit. Like the type of bitch, and I have seen it, to kill your fucking baby. Don't nobody in the public know you did it, or they think they can't prove you did it. And other mothers that don't know, that think that every mama love their child, will now come to your rescue. Oh, my baby's dead. Oh my God. Ah! And I'm looking at her. I love my baby. I love my baby. And I'm picking up my brother's toys out of his room. And I want to keep his toys, and I can't look at my baby's toys. Oh, I lost my baby. She reminds me. See, and this is not alleged. I can see that shit. A lot of people can see that shit. The underworld can see it. That's where I'm getting it from. Plus, and again, like I said, I'm a psychic medium, but some of this stuff I ain't got to be no psychic medium to see on the underworld, because you can watch her and you can see how she moving. But, excuse me, the marathon continues well. In hell? Drive it in hell? Where's it continue to? Your pocket and everybody else's that you know. Where's it continue to? Y'all tell me what I'm missing. How is it continuing in the same energy, vein, and legacy of Nipsey Hussle, Amos Joseph Ashkelon? How is it following his blueprint and his heart, his mind, his soul, his integrity, his spirit? How? Does it look like that to you? Does it look the same? Is it moving in the same energy? In the same vein as if this man is still here, it look like it's a money grab. Everybody hurrying to getting their piece and they junk before every time run out and before everything expires. Rerouting, redirecting, putting in dummy shells overseas, offshore, changing names, redirecting. But the marathon will continue. I love him. He is my soulmate. We were going to spend our lives together. That is my husband. Oh, my husband. How you know the hospital he was in, but his mom and nobody else knew where the hospital was? Because you know about the hit. You know about the hit. You know, and that's what he was saying. That's what he was saying. And he said it to her. He said, you set me up. You and your friends, you knew they were going to do this to me. He said, remember this, how angry you were at me? And you kept threatening me on the text because I wouldn't answer and I wouldn't meet you and I wouldn't be the way you wanted me to be. He said, we were fighting, remember? That week before they shot me, me and you were going back and forth, arguing. And I said, that's them phones I kept seeing. And the women tracking on the phone are going back on the phone. That was not Tanisha. You know what? I bet money he was not arguing with Tanisha. He told her in front of me, he said, me and you were going back and forth. He said, you were initiating it. You are taking me and you were threatening me because I wouldn't come to you. Now I could have seen this wrong in the spirit. Now it makes sense to me when they was talking about that phone and somebody was calling him on that phone. Man, I don't want to talk about this shit. I don't want to talk about this here. That's why it says taking me so long to come on camera and I'm so tired. I haven't slept. I've tossed and turned and I watched him toss and turn with this and struggle with this and what she done and how she still won't let this man rest in the spirit and still trying to do magic and put her foot on that man and use that man's spirit to draw the rest of, not her money, but draw the rest of his money out of his accounts and act like it's hers. You got a clothesline and you running it inside of a website of a store that don't belong to you and said it's yours. What kind of bullshit is that? Because she wasn't running in like that on her own, had clothes on her own, and get people, even her fans that love her, y'all weren't buying that. Y'all, she's running that through that man's store because she know that's the most easy, guaranteed way to get money if they think they're together and they love Nipsey. And then he never, what I was told, he never sold no criminal ornament. Now he said that. That's another thing he told me to tell you. And then I'm going to go, watch what you buy over there because it's chipped and you're tracked. Because some of y'all, don't matter what I say, it don't matter what nobody say. That's what you want to do. You want to believe that's your idol. I'm not going to try to come in between that. All I'm doing is telling you what this man told me to tell you. So don't ever say you were not warned, you did not know, okay? You do what you want. I'm not trying to change your mind, but it's just the shit this man is telling me. And what the hell he took me through. Just to even tell me these things and tell me what they said about me. I feel obligated to do this for him, and this, I've been so depressed for like a week now. I haven't slept much, maybe 1 or 2 hours a night, because I saw this and I see this with him. And I asked Archangel Michael, I asked Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Samael, God, Jesus, please come help this man. Please come help me. Come get him, because they are still trying to destroy this man. They're still trying to attack and bind and control this man on the spiritual realm to get the rest of his money and drain him to where he's nothing and then drive him off the earth. She said, if you do not come back to me and do what I say, I want you to leave the earth. I want you to stop coming out here talking. I want you to stop hanging around so we can do what we want to do with your stuff and take your stuff. Stop interfering. If you, and And that's when he just grabbed his head. He said, oh, okay. He said, please help me. And then his grandmama came from Ethiopia. His ancestors came, and then Archangel Michael, they said, you're not going to kill him and drive him off of here. He said, I want you gone. If I can't control you, can't be with me. I want you gone. And he said, please help me. God, please help me. I'm so sorry I let them do this to me. I can't believe I let them. Please help me. And I said, ancestors, come get him. Archangel Michael, come get him. Come get him. Please come surround him now, because they're trying to destroy him. And they're going to destroy him anyway if he go back with her. She's going to use him and drain off of him and then throw him back in the trash. And she started attacking, you're going to do this. I want you out of here. I said, oh my God. Jesus. All the archangels come down. The Elohim. Please. Please. Because he don't have a physical body. And the other one, they trying to take it to. They said they want him out. They want him off the planet. They're going to try to run him off. And boy, this stuff blows my mind. And that's why I said I got to back up from this. You can come for, because I had to take care of me, and this just worn me out. It's so heartbreaking, and this whole world is around us, and we don't even know it's here. We don't even know this world exists. This is the deepest and the longest reading I've ever done to see someone, and I'm so honored to do it. This stuff goes on around us, and that would happen to one of us, and we'd be suffering, and people wouldn't even be able to hear it. And you see a husband or a wife taking that person's money, and you think they left it to him, but a part of you be like, something about that bitch ain't right, or something about that nigga ain't right. I think he killed that lady. But if you can't hear them and they not talking to nobody, then they get away with it. We don't know. And now they are waking up. They're finding people to talk to tell what happened to them. But he was so paranoid. He said, He said, I learned they ain't my friend. I can't trust their ass. He said, but I knew that. He said, let me watch. He started talking to a whole bunch of different people. I said, but you talking to all these psychics. Why you doing me this? Do you not do? He said, oh, I be standing and watching. He said, I'm talking to a lot of people right now. He said, but I'm watching. They think I'm not. He said, but I'm sit back and I be studying them. I be listening to what they say. And I know who's okay and who not. And then he even came and told me, yeah, such and such don't like you. Had other people tell me, Nips told me to tell you to watch that psychic right there, that psychic over there, that one right there, the fat bitch. They plotting to get rid of you and set you up, and the bitch don't like. Then next thing I heard, such and such, that psychic told me don't come to you, to come to me. Nips told me that shit. I said, wait, you talking about that? Yeah, the bitch told me that. And then she talked to that clique, be around Puma. The one you said fuck you up. He said that shit. Y'all don't have to believe it, but I do. I respect spirits. I trust them. They know things you don't. They see things you don't. They feel they be all kind of places your ass can't fucking go. In that goddamn body. This shit is blowing my goddamn mind. Different people done told me shit, and I'm like, the nigga said it. Okay. See, I'm back up. A lot of people I'm not talking to no more. I'm not talking to on the fucking phone. I know that these people been on that phone with me acting like, oh, I know Nip. Oh, I'm tell you this, that. And then they really did. And they was pretending, or they did. But they know the bitch he was screwing. And then go try to tell some shit on me or set my ass up. And so, you not be wanting to know, like, what I'm saying. Is this really him? Did he say this? He say that? Did that person do this? Do you know what he talking about when he said this person here, this building over there, this street? And yeah, I know. And then I hear motherfuckers took my conversation and put it on a website and shit. And I'm just like, well, you know what it is with me, though. Whatever I say on the phone, I can say it in public. In my mind, because it's so many bitches have done me like that, in my mind, when I'm talking to someone on the phone, I already know either it's a motherfucker on the phone I don't know is there, or I'm being fucking taped. In my mind, even I'm like, yeah, girl, and you know this and that. But in my mind, when I'm saying, yeah, I already know I'm saying something to you that I don't give a fuck about you repeating. And if I said it to you, I said it to other people too. So it's not like I'm telling you something that's a secret because I'm so relaxed and you think I'm talking country and shit and I'm relaxed because you think I'm dumb and I don't fucking know. I know. And I know it's a possibility if they're not listening to me now when I'm talking to you. If you ain't got a bitch on a three-way, mute it. Shh. Yeah, hey, Alexa. I know that. Then I know later. So that's why if some shit come out that I fucking said, one thing I'm not going to do is say I didn't say it. Or I didn't. If I said this shit, I probably meant the shit. Now you might have took it out of context or something, but most likely if I said some shit, I meant the fucking shit, and you're not gonna do nothing to me. Unless you said it about, yeah, I said it about you because you know I had said it to you. So that doesn't worry me, but just to know that bitches are like that, and I still want to do that shit to me. Now I'm not talking to no fucking body. If I don't know you, and it's something I want to know about Nipsey, somebody say, oh, I know this and that, I just won't fucking know. Because I noticed that they want to talk to you, and then all of a sudden they don't talk to you no more. I know what it was. Because somebody put you on me, because they didn't have the fucking nuts to fucking step to me. So you pretend you want to buy something, you pretend you like me, you're my friend and shit. Oh, I know. And somebody confirmed this shit to me today. Alexa, you need to watch because I seen this and that. Oh, girl, yeah, I know what you're talking about. That happens to me all the time. I'm used to my own fucking mother doing this shit. So I just felt either if you scared to say something to a bitch, don't say it to nobody else. Don't say it on the fucking phone. Because I've seen bitches do that and I'm not finna be like that. Say some shit about a bitch and then the bitch find out and then they bitch up. I ain't bitching up. So if I know I'm scared of the bitch, I just ain't gonna say it. To nobody. I keep it to myself. But if I don't say it to the bitch, and I say it about the bitch, and you say the shit in public, and then you ask me, I said, yeah, I said it about you, bitch. And that bitch too. Because I already know bitches is fake as fuck. Black bitches is two-faced and backstabbing fake as fuck. Them the main ones that have tried to kill me, destroy me, and set my motherfucking ass up. I know about this shit. The emails, the phones and shit. So, bitch, if you think you got me, bitch, I already been know. I just ain't say nothing. Give a fuck what you say about me, bitch, but don't. See, that's why I've been, like, really not want to get on here trying to figure out how I'm going to go at this. Because I didn't want to fucking go it, but I know. Just know that I know. Let's let you know that I know that you know that I know, bitch. That you know that I know, bitch. Huh? This shit is just not going to end. This shit is, you know, I thought you get a certain age, this shit don't go on, but it do. People sit there, laugh and talk with you, be on your live, be on your email, be on your phone. I want to buy this and that. Knowing the bitch don't fucking like you, and they feel like this is a bitch you will trust. It's a soft sell so they can set your motherfucking ass up or get you shot. Because I already know that's been discussed too. I ain't going to say no name, but you know, I know somebody want to have me shot. You know, I've never worn Puma gear. But I just might look at some of them shoes this week. I'm like Tupac. I don't feel no man but God. And when it's my time to go, it's my time to go. But don't dig one hole for me and not dig one for yourself. Because you might fall in the hole that you got dug for me. And I ain't going to get into it. But I know that somebody want me shot. I heard it being discussed. And I know who. But I ain't going to say nothing. Like I said, I might look at some Puma shoes tomorrow. I don't think I ever owned a Puma outfit. Because you know they're really not hot in Atlanta. You know, like Nike, Fila, shit like that. But I see everybody wearing it and passing around. And that's what Nipsey like.
I'll talk to y'all later on.